guys, thank you very much for joining me for this read. Alrighty, we're going to just go ahead and get started here. I haven't felt the need to use my letters or my numbers today. I'm not sure what that's all about, but they're just sort of not calling to me. So I feel like we need to just go ahead and get started with the oracle cards, and we'll see what message comes forward from your spirit guides. My spirit guides help to bring forward. Ooh, interesting. We had one come shooting out. Spirit of the river. Movement towards adventure. Change. Some sort of a new change. We got the number 50 at the top of the card. 5 does represent change. 0 represents the completion of a cycle. So I feel like it's time for somebody to make a change. It's time for a new adventure to start in someone's life. Maybe somebody's already beginning that new adventure, and this is kind of affirmation about it. First breath. Beginner's mind. Whatever this new chapter is that somebody's working towards, this new adventure, it's something that is, I can already tell just from pulling 2 of these cards, it is something that's going to help to bring a level of balance into somebody's life. Balance that hasn't been there before. Okay, I'm being given emotions that go along with this change that somebody's going to experience. There is like a peace, a calm, a happiness, and a fulfillment. That's this balance that I'm talking about that somebody's going to be coming into in this chapter. Empty well, time to replenish. Somebody's been compromising too much or giving too much of themselves to something that's not feeding back to them. You know, if it's a job or a career, it's something that's financially probably not really getting you ahead. Maybe it gets you where you need to go, but it doesn't get you beyond that. It's something that you just kind of go through the motions of. There really is no fulfillment there. So if we're talking about career, that might be what it is. You know, moving into something that you actually are excited to do, something you feel passionate about, something you enjoy, something that challenges you, and also something that helps to benefit you financially better as well. This might even be speaking to perhaps a really big move, a lifestyle move, maybe up and sort of moving, changing cities, starting a whole new beginning. Because I do feel like this is bigger than the average adventure. I got that from that movement towards adventure. Like, this is going to wind up being a pretty big change. Now, I don't know if the transition that somebody is making right at the beginning is going to be really huge, but the overall effect of this change will be like extremely big in somebody's life. We have the crossing. It's interesting. It came out in reverse too. Initiation. I actually am being given the impression that somebody's maybe still struggling with taking those first steps or taking that initial leap in moving into something new. Perfect storm. I do believe, I'm going to tell you, everything happens for a reason. Absolutely, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we're blessed by things that don't work out, or things that become circumstances that become, I guess, uncomfortable would be a good word to use. Uncomfortable enough that it then sort of forces us to step outside of that, to look for something different, to look for something new. And it actually is orchestrated like that to make us move in a new direction, because whatever we're in is not going to give us what we need. It's not the situation that we're meant to be in. It's not going to bring us the happiness and the fulfillment that we desire. It's just something that works on some level enough that we kind of stick with it. And sometimes, let's face it, guys, we stick with it for too friggin' long. And sometimes we need a real kick in the ass to move into something new. I know I can speak for myself on that one. I've experienced that more than a few times. We also have the wall obstacles. But you know what's funny? Even in this card too, I see like that keyhole and that light coming through and like everything funneling towards it. Like every obstacle you've had to experience, everything. And it's just like this perfect storm that whatever you've been dealing with, it's like it's all meant to push you in a new direction. It's all meant to funnel you into a new path and where you're supposed to go. Fortune's wheel. So your wheel is changing. Your wheel of fortune is starting to turn. This change is the catalyst for a beautiful new change in your life. Whatever it is, overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. And that's what I could feel after pulling just a couple of cards. That I knew that this was going to have a big impact on your life. This change that you're making and this new direction that you're going in. Woodwives. Adaptability is funny. As soon as I pulled this card, I was being told, you're more adaptable than you think. So whatever this is, because I do feel like somebody's struggling with sort of like the initial process of taking this leap of faith, this leap into something new, leaving something old behind, because it can be scary. Change can be scary. You never 100% know where it's going to lead. You know, where you're at might not give you what you need, but you can kind of count on the predictability of it for the most part, right? Which is why, let's face it, a lot of us sort of sit in things like that maybe a little bit longer than we should, is because it is that predictability. It is something we can count on. We know how it's going to go, so there isn't that fear of some sort of big funky change or crashing and burning kind of thing. But I keep getting told in that Woodwives, you're more adaptable than you think. You're more capable than you think. Like, no matter what happens, you're going to be able to find a way through it. Whatever obstacles come your way, you're going to find a way to overcome them. You're going to find a way to navigate them. Joyful Muse, inspiration. It's also 33. I know that's an angel number too, guys. And this is what I was feeling too with whatever this change is. And the emotions that come along with the balance that it's going to bring in your life, because I'm being made to feel that again. So whatever this is, and it might not be instant like that. It might take a bit of time for it to go, and going through this change and really sort of ironing out certain details or overcoming a couple of challenges before you start settling into something new. But I do know that it will bring that peace. It will bring that calm. It's going to bring that happiness and that joy in everyday life, that level of fulfillment that you are not getting from this older chapter that's coming to an end. Netcaster preparations come to fruition. I'm being told with this card, don't be afraid to cast a wider net. And then I get pulled back to Woodwives and adaptability. So I do feel like it's speaking to this future chapter, this new adventure, and exactly the direction it's going to go in. I'm being able to really cast a wide net, throw it out there, and see what comes back to you. Because whatever comes back to you is going to be the direction you're supposed to go in. And if you stay sort of, like tunnel vision focused in one direction, you might miss something that is... It seems like maybe nothing you would think of or nothing you would go for, but it's actually the thing that's going to bring you the most fulfillment and the most happiness. We also have lost compass, so getting back to integrity. I just feel like it's getting back to yourself, getting back to what's important, getting back in touch with your true, authentic self, what's going to really make you happy in life, because you haven't been able to do that as of late, and you've been putting a lot of time into and energy into something that's not giving it back to you. It's not giving you the fulfillment that you need. We also have many masks, which is again about living your authentic life. This like I said, going through the motions. Time to stop going through the motions. Cast a wide net, see what comes back, and don't be afraid of a new adventure. Don't be afraid of a new challenge. Keep an open mind to wherever this is. You know, life is a fucking adventure. Why not live it? Why not experience a little bit of change, a little bit of something new, a little bit of growth? If you try something and you find out you don't fucking like it, you can always go to something new. You can always cast that net again and see what comes back to you. But you'll still be richer for the experience, because it's something you wouldn't have experienced before, sort of staying in your comfort zone. Skywriting. The Fates. Interesting. It's a very important card to get in your read. The Fates. And then jeweled web connectivity, which again tells me how interconnected everything is and how everything happens for a reason. There's something, sorry, I got pulled back to look at the Fates, and then I got given this very deep impression that there is something that's coming your way. There is something that's part of this journey that you're supposed to encounter. And this is why Netcaster came out and is encouraging you to have an open mind and to try new things. Because it's something that's going to bring you a high level of happiness that you would not normally seek out yourself, or you would not stay focused on in your mind and be like, hey, that's something I need to try. But if you are open to the opportunity when it comes your way, because it will avail itself to you, you will be extremely pleasantly surprised at the results that you get. I just keep feeling there's something bigger at play, and it has to do with your universal life path, lessons that you're supposed to learn, an evolution that's supposed to happen with you, and a certain level of happiness that will come from taking these chances and experiencing growth on these certain events that are coming towards your way. And we're going to grab, I had a few more pop out, so we're going to do these ones, and we'll get going with tarot. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. That's kind of what it is. It's like I said, you've been sitting and doing the same thing kind of for a while, because it works, because it's predictable, because it's safe, because it's where it's at, but it's not getting you what you need. It's time to try something new. It's time to go out on a limb. It's time to get adventurous. Galactic Mushroom, everything happens for a reason. It's divine matrix. It is the divine matrix, the jeweled web, the fates. There's something at play here that's bigger than you, that's bigger than me. It's so funny. When I was shuffling my deck, this card kept popping up. I thought, no, I'm not going to pull it aside. I'll just let it be in the deck. If it needs to come out, it'll come out. The Watchers kept popping out, and it did come out in your read. There's something bigger watching you. I do feel like it's in part ancestors, because I do feel like it's spirits of those that have crossed over. But there's another element within this card that feels bigger and beyond that. I don't know if you want to call that God, if you want to call that the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's something bigger than those that were once living that have crossed over to the other side of the veil, that are also keeping an eye on your journey and having a hand in your journey as well. Moon Maiden does represent new beginnings. New beginnings. 41 is the number at the top of the card too. 4 is about that sort of building and that stability, and 1 is new beginnings. You are starting a new chapter, and it is going to be kind of from the ground up, building a new chapter of your life. But I feel like it's so positive, and like the blocks fit so well. It's not like, Tetris fucking scrambling to try and make it fit and things get herky jerky and it gets all fucked all the way to the top. Because none of it fits and none of it's supposed to be in your life. It's like everything is just perfect. It all clicks together like a puzzle. It all is meant to be. It's part of your journey. I'm getting pulled to this deck of tarot cards, so this is actually the cards that we're going to use for your read, and I had some pop out already. Let's see what came out. So we had the 2 of Pentacles. Again, we're talking about balance. The 6 of Pentacles, generosity. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak, separation. It's funny. I feel like this might be part of your catalyst. Something going on, something that you're separating yourself from, some sort of a loss. Maybe this is something you didn't choose for yourself and you kind of got shoved out of where you were because of circumstance or things that happened. 6 of Pentacles. I actually am being told the word favor when I look at this card. Whatever the 3 of Swords represents for you, the catalyst for this change, even if it feels shitty, someone or something is doing you a favor by pushing you out of that, because it's sending you to a new chapter. It's like giving you a gift where you're going to be able to find a better balance. A balance that you couldn't find in the current situation that you were in. That's really interesting, guys. I'm going to grab a few more here. 4 of Wands, building for the future. It's sometimes called the marriage card. But it speaks of that stability. Building that stability, just like 41, that Moon Maiden, right? We're building a new chapter of stability. A 5 of Swords, the Hierophant. So Hierophant is about a higher learning in this read. This is speaking to you having a deeper understanding of your journey and why things happen. That trust that everything happens for a reason. Being able to see that some things are a blessing in disguise. The 5 of Swords. As 5 of Swords can sometimes speak to deceit, it can speak to envy, it can speak to... This might be part of your catalyst too, depending on what the situation was that sort of pushed you into this journey to begin with, or is shoving you in the direction of this journey. You might be dealing with an energy who's deceitful, who's troublemaking, who's looking to sort of step on you to get what they want as well. But I also see in that 5 of Swords, not to cheat yourself out of a new beginning. Not to stay in what's safe and not embrace something new because you're sort of afraid of the change as well. I do feel like that is a message, like there is a duality in this card. We're going to grab a few more. And having it sit next to the Hierophant also makes me think that too, because the Hierophant represents that higher learning, is that deeper understanding that, okay, if this isn't working out for me, if this is getting really uncomfortable, all these things are going to shit like the wall, obstacles. I'm facing all these fucking obstacles and everything's pushing me in a direction where I need to get out. There's a message behind that. And the message is to move on to something new. The message is that whatever this situation is something that's not going to bring you the benefit that you're looking to have in your life. We have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the Eight of Wands can represent a few things, guys. I am being told the word travel. So I'm not sure if this is part of your change and you're looking to travel, you're looking to move a great distance. Wands can also represent communication and swift change too. I know there is a change coming. I know as soon as you cast your net and you have a really open mind, you're going to be surprised at what comes back to you, because you will have opportunities coming back to you. And like I said, some of them are going to seem like things you wouldn't normally consider. So I'm not sure if one of these opportunities is going to involve travel, or part of it is going to be a communication where, you know, if this is a career, that's a job that comes forward where a huge part of it is communicating with other people. We also have the Five of Pentacles here and the Three of Pentacles. That Five of Pentacles can feel like, you know, something's missing in your life. It can also represent going through a rough time financially. Like I said, whatever it is you're going through, if this is speaking to career, like I said, I felt it right in the beginning. If that's what it is, it's not getting you ahead financially. It might be keeping you afloat, but it's not getting you ahead financially. It's not really helping to serve you or get you towards the true goals that you have in your life, which might be, you know, moving to a different neighborhood, a different city, or owning a home, or going on vacations, or, you know, it's like whatever that was never going to get you to where you needed to go. The Three of Pentacles represents a fruitful partnership. It represents starting to see the fruits of your labor. Being open to change is what's going to get you that Three of Pentacles. That situation that you were in, the Three of Pentacles wasn't going to happen. And that's why you're being pushed to change. You're being pushed in a new direction. The Seven of Cups represents options. Weighing your options carefully. Choosing wisely. Being open to new things. Being open to different options. The Hanging Man says the only thing that can stop you from finding success is you. That is good news. That is a good news card to have in your read. It means that there are no outside forces that can stop you from finding success. As long as you're willing to put the work in, as long as you're willing to overcome your fears and stay open to different opportunities and whatever comes your way, and be adaptable like this Woodwives, you will find your way to success. That's why, like, we have that skywriting, we have the fates involved, there's something bigger involved. You got the Watchers there. You got the Watchers there. The number at the top of this card too is 60. 6 does represent that sense of community, and that's why I was feeling like many. Like, this is not one ancestor spirit who's keeping an eye on you. This isn't just one God or the universe who's keeping an eye on you. You have this big force of many energies that is watching over this journey that you're taking. Let me grab a few more here because I want to know more about what's going on. We'll see if we can pinpoint some opportunities that are coming forward. So, okay, we got the Knight of Wands. This Knight of Wands can represent sort of a fast-moving energy. It can represent being impulsive. Sometimes it's a bit of a warning. Sometimes it also represents moving, physically packing up and moving. And I did keep getting that word travel, and I still do. When I look at that Eight of Wands, I keep seeing the word travel. Traveling might be in your future in this new chapter. The Nine of Cups represents wish fulfillment. On the Three of Wands, it is that new journey forward. It is being able to leave the past behind. You've overcome different obstacles, different challenges. So taking those lessons with you into the future, not allowing them to become like, you know, like an emotional weight, like a sense of loss or fear because maybe something didn't work out in the past, but being like, what did I learn while I was there? What were the skills that I picked up that I can use in the future? And staying focused on forward looking, staying focused on positivity, staying focused on a goal. What is the goal? What's the goal in mind here? The Page of Wands represents good news on the way. It is good news on the way. I know that's what that card represents in this read. The Ace of Cups is that opportunity. It's that opportunity. It's that new beginning. That is the good news. It's tied. I'm being told to look at the Netcaster card again. So that's my spirit guide's way of saying that once you cast your net, an opportunity will come back. That opportunity is the good news. Don't be afraid to move on it. Don't be afraid to take advantage of it. And like I said, it feels like something new. It feels like something challenging, and it feels like something that you might not specifically pursue for yourself. Like it's going to be different. Whatever the opportunity is, it's going to be different. The Four of Pentacles speaks of holding back. Don't hold yourself back. The Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Interesting. In these cards, I do see worry. I do see they're tied to the Four of Pentacles. Because whatever this opportunity is that comes forward is something you're not entirely familiar with. It will cause a bit of fear. It will cause a bit of uncertainty. But don't allow it to become like a mind trap like the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords can be a mind trap. You know, being stuck in fear of something for so long that you sort of take inaction. Your action that you choose is inaction. You just stay stuck in cycles. That's what the Eight of Swords can represent. Everything's been orchestrated by bigger forces in your life in a way to help you move into something new. This is supposed to happen. Have faith that all of this is supposed to happen and it's taking you to something better. It's very important to have that trust and have that faith. Let's see. And then we have the High Priestess too. Trust your intuition. Okay, whatever this weird opportunity is that comes forward, there's going to be some little voice inside you that is like intrigued and is like curious and wants to check it out and wants to investigate it. You're being told and you're being guided. When that happens, trust that you're being told and you're being guided, and don't be afraid to act on that. Don't be afraid to act on that. Don't be afraid to take change. The Page of Swords does tend to speak to seeking information. And I do see that here. So if you receive this communication, if you receive an opportunity, don't be afraid to investigate it. Don't be afraid to reach back out to whatever this is, whoever's on the other end, and be like, hey, what are you offering? What does it all entail? You know, so that you have all the information you need to decide that if this is something you want to take advantage of, this is something you want to try, this is something you want to, let's see what this is all about. We only, depending on your belief, we only live once. You only get one kick at the cat. Why not let life be a bit of an adventure? The Nine of Swords, it does represent worry, because whatever this is brings uncertainty. You haven't done it before. There's lots of unknowns, but the only way to get rid of those unknowns is to seek the information, is to ask, is to investigate, to check it out. The Seven of Wands. Take back control. Don't allow fear to override you. Don't be like, you know what, there's just so many things I don't know about and I've never done this before and I don't know if I can do it, so I'm just going to ignore it and I'm going to go on to something else. No, check it out. Check it out. See what it's all about. You'll be surprised what you can learn and what you're capable of if you give something a shot. I've done some weird fucking jobs, guys. I've done some weird jobs. I've done banking, I've done waitressing, I've worked in a horse barn where I learned to drive a tractor, I've worked in a stockyard, I've done some funky fucking shit. Like, you'd be surprised the kind of stuff you can learn if you're just open to a new experience, and you always gain something from it. You do. You always gain a pearl of wisdom, you always gain a skill, you always gain some sort of knowledge, and let's face it, you always gain a freaking story to tell in the end too. You always got a good one to share. Life is an adventure. There's nothing wrong with living it. There's nothing wrong with trying new things and exploring new things. The Nine of Wands, it does represent a journey over time. Whatever you've been doing, you've been at it for a while. I keep getting with this Nine of Wands, like, you've put your time in with that chapter. You've gotten everything that you can out of that situation. You've pulled every benefit out of it that you can, every skill that you can. And it's just, there's come a time where there's nothing more that you can gain from that. So why not move on to something new? Take everything you've learned from there, all the skills and all the benefits, and step into something new and try something new. We have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups does speak to, the past, but it also speaks to cycles. It's time for this cycle and this chapter to come to an end, and it's time to embrace something new. The Page of Cups, again, good news. The thing about the Page of Cups is the good news tends to be emotional, so something that makes you happy, and that is what this new opportunity is going to do. It's going to bring a huge change into your life. As it's funny, I just got told it's going to bring some excitement into your life. I don't know if you're looking for excitement or not. And I don't feel like it's excitement in a bad way. I'm being told like challenge. It's like giving you a challenge. It's giving you something new to learn. It's feeling engaged with what you're doing again, instead of just kind of going through the motions because it's the same old, same old. And it's almost like, that's why we got first breath. It's like a new fresh breath of life into what you're doing. The Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands can represent conflict. I'm being told the word inner, so it's speaking to inner conflict here. It's speaking to, do I take this chance? Do I move into something new? It's different from what I've done in the past. Queen of Swords, you like seeking information. You like to know what you're getting into. I get pulled back to the Page of Swords. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid. Check it out. Check out what's on the other line. If there's somebody you can ask on the other side of this who's offering this opportunity, ask them all about it. Find out. The Hermit says, don't be afraid to shine a light on that information. Don't be afraid to investigate is the word that I'm being told. The Fool card. But at the end of the day, everything requires a leap of faith. No matter how much information that you find about this opportunity, the only way that you're really going to truly find out if it's something that you would enjoy is if you actually go ahead and do it. And we do have the Emperor here. This is what your new chapter is about. It's about coming into your Emperor energy. It's finding your most successful self, moving into your self-confidence, knowing what you're capable of, being confident that you can handle whatever change comes your way, and you can always make the best of a bad situation. Nothing here is going to break you. You're going to be able to overcome these obstacles and challenges. It doesn't mean it's going to be a fucking cakewalk, but you can do it. You possess the skills, you possess the capability, and to have confidence in yourself to do it. And it will bring you whatever this is that you wind up doing. And it's not telling me what this is in any way, shape, or form, which is kind of irritating because I'm nosy as fuck. But it's something that's going to bring you a hell of a lot of happiness. It's something that's going to bring a new level of balance into your life. Again, as I said, balance, I pulled the Temperance card, which is exactly about balance. And then we have the King of Wands. It's going to be a passion for you. It's something that you're going to feel passionate about. It's interesting because I pulled the King of Swords too. Lots of swords coming forward. I feel like you're somebody who likes to learn. You like to learn new things. This is going to challenge you in learning a new task. It's going to get you going again. And I do feel like that's a passion of yours. Learning new things, mastering new skills. This is going to be something new for you to master. We also have the Ten of Wands. It can represent burdens, feeling burdened. I'm going to grab a couple more. I want to know where that sits. And the Star card. Okay, that's the message behind that. I just got told by my spirit guides. This Star card is clarification. This is once you've been able to sort of reach this new point, once you've moved into this new thing and you see it for what it is, and how positive it is in your life and the positive effect this entire change has had in your life, that is your clarification that what's going on right now is not a burden. It's not a burden. It might feel very burdening, this change, but it's not. It's a blessing in disguise. It's getting you into a better situation. It's getting you to where you need to go. And you got a lot of powerful forces behind you that are actively working to help to take you there. This is not just you fighting for something on your own. You have ancestors and you have a higher power as well that is all working to bring this about and helping to take you on your life path. And getting told token. So we're going to grab you a tarot token for your read here. It'll kind of be like your energy card. Let's see what comes forward. So we'll flip it over. So we have Lovers. Lovers coin. So it doesn't necessarily mean romance. Sometimes it speaks to somebody who's a Gemini. I did get a shit ton of swords here. And swords can be representative of an air sign, which Gemini is. Just going to throw it out there, guys. It also speaks about choices in relationships too. And it might be talking about investing in something new. And I really don't get a romantic vibe. I'm going to tell you, I don't get a romantic vibe from this read. You're going to know what it speaks to. Maybe for some of you it does. That's not the vibe that I get. I get career, I get lifestyle.